And then the highlights are actually there. Then above the screaming headline, we have Supreme Court rules today on council autonomy. Reps didn't stop Samoa Pact. Above the nameplate, history as Olubadan gets new palace. Makinde leads dignitaries. FEC directs SJF to implement varsity lecturers removal from IPPIS. 67,600 TB patients on treatment in Lagos, FCT, or your others. And then ex-power minister Maman faces 33 billion naira fraud charge. Next is First News. Official, federal government unveils bold 180-day plan to crash food prices, suspends import duties, tax, tariffs on key food items. Constitutional showdown, Supreme Court to rule on Lagos local government autonomy battle today. Supreme Court to rule on local government autonomy battle today. ECOWAS court declares Nigerian government guilty in #EndSARS protest case. Orders 2 million naira compensation to each victim for rights violation. NNPCL seeks $2 billion oil-backed loan amid financial strains. CNN plans to launch paid streaming service, cut 100 jobs. Fubara declares 26 defected lawmakers are gone for good. That's actually a quote. Major problem is that Tinubu government has shut its doors. Ndume bemoans hardship in Nigeria. Tinubu meets labor leaders today over new minimum wage. Next is the Punch newspaper. Federal government projects massive food price crash. January. New measures will address high food costs, says Agriculture Minister. Imported food commodities will be subjected to recommended retail price. Tinubu swears in 8 permanent secretaries. Conflicting orders embarrassing. Erring judges risk sanction. That's according to CJN. Bisman, that is businessman, bags live jail for raping daughter in Lagos. 12 states allocations rise by 40% as FARC hits 4.5 trillion naira. Above the masthead, Labour meets Tinubu, insists on 250,000 naira minimum wage. And then Reps panel quizzes minister, alleges 1.5 billion naira diversion. On the ear of the newspaper, ex-accountant general begs for time to refund looted funds. Interesting. Next is Blueprint. With current strategic measures, food prices will crash in 180 days. That's according to the federal government. And the writer reads, assures of high-quality grains importation. Ahead, Edo Ondo polls. Ariwola warns against conflicting judgments, says Nigeria in perilous times over litigation upsurge. Swears in 22 appeal court justices, 12 in FCT High Court. Supreme Court to deliver judgment on local government autonomy today. Gunmen kill 10 in Benue community. USAID to inject 115 billion naira into Nigeria's power sector. And on the bottom strip, NDLEA promotes 5,042 officers, confers 70 with special awards. And on the masthead, above the masthead, Reps canvas 1% first line charge for TB, malaria control. Next is Daily Trust. Bread beyond reach, citizens lament. Bakeries shut down due to rising cost of production. Nigerians seek relatively cheaper foods. Government must act now. Master bakers. Thugs, residents clash in Rano over Sanusi's misery. Borno government reintegrates 8,490 repentant Boko Haram members. NERC reels out new sanctions for discos. Women minister reps in shouting match over alleged diversion of 1.5 billion naira. Samoa report, federal government awaits position of media ombudsman. Next is This Nigeria. Conflicting judgment, no going back on sanction for erring judges, says CJN. And then army smashes kidnapping syndicates, neutralizes terrorists in 3 states. Lagos deficient by 30,000 medical doctors. That's according to Commissioner. EndSARS guilty as charged. ECOWAS court indicts Nigeria over human rights violation. Another ear of the newspaper for 1,173 BDCs risks dissolution amid CAC's insistence on name change. Daily Times is a penultimate with me here. The Daily Times, EndSARS protest. ECOWAS court finds federal government guilty of rights violation. No violation of rights to life, court rules, awards fine of 2 million naira each against federal government in favor of the applicants. Judges dishing out misleading, conflicting orders must be punished. That's according to CJN. And then above the nameplates, only 16 states accessed 223 UBEC grants, says ES. Alleged 1.6 billion naira fraud, ex-AGF co-defendants seek adjournments to refund funds. INEC seeks stakeholders' cooperation over Edo governorship election. Tinubu directs review of inherited road projects to ensure probity. And on the bottom strip, federal government to establish security directorate for the Niger Delta. That's according to Ribado. Salient Times is next. EndSARS protest. ECOWAS court finds federal government guilty of human rights violation. Man arrested with human body parts in Abuja. Food prices to crash in 180 days. Aggregate minister. Boiling point. Nigeria's debt burden. Comatose economy take center stage as Alaje Ayede point way out. Above the masthead, Nigeria's external reserves increased to $35 billion, first time in over a year. Portable calls out Dapo Abiodun as his SUV gets stuck in Ogun Bad Road. On the bottom strip, herdsmen invade Benue community, kill 13. Olamide.
I begin here with the Platform Times. ECOWAS court rules Nigeria violated human rights during the EndSARS protest. Slam the federal government 6 million naira fine. Government must involve town planners in projects for sustainability, Ogun Commissioner says. Ministers, lawmakers cannot access President Tinubu on food crisis. Undume cries out. Court sentences 3 persons to death for killing co-member. And farmers drag Ondo government to court over illegal sale of farmland. These are the major stories on the front page of Platform Times. To Daily Independent, still on the EndSARS protest, ECOWAS court slams the federal government, finds it guilty of rights violation. Livestock Ministry will not stop herders' farmers' clashes. The writer there says the Middle Belt Forum, Northern Youth, says it will swell cost of governance. On the top right, in Rivers State, we have started preparing our 2025 budget, Governor Fubara. The writer there says Amawule, 24 order seats were declared vacant on the 13th of December. Federal government angry, says the Samoa agreement was designed to cause confusion in the land. The federal government on Wednesday insisted that the report on the Samoa agreement by a national newspaper was misleading, false, and designed to create confusion in the land. Be fair, upright. Chief Justice of Nigeria urges 21 inaugurated appeal court justices. Mawa promotes 5,042 NDLA offices, honors 15, commands 70 personnel. Tinubu swears a new set of permanent secretaries. The story is making the front page of Daily Independent. To Daily News Hub, 26 Pro-Wike lawmakers gone forever. The governor says their seats remain vacant. They are their own undoing. That's on the Rivers crisis. They will go back home for defecting from the People's Democratic Party. The governor says without them, my administration running Rivers smoothly. Mox Wike says they dance in the media, but cry behind. On the Edo election, PDP NWC suspends a national vice chair, sets up 6-man investigation committee. On the new minimum wage, President Tinubu NLC TUC meet today. I will sack non-performing commissioners, Governor Diri says. And Aida Tiwa presents 25 Helix vans to security agencies in Ondo State. The major stories on Daily News Hub. To the leadership, fresh tension in the House. The 150 first-time members move against the House leadership. Protest marginalization, exclusion, seek rejig of committees. It is a normal parliamentary process, according to the House spokesperson. We will meet in court, Assembly tells El-Rufai's aides. Supreme Court rules on local government autonomy today. Interesting. That's on page 22 of the leadership newspaper. The CGN also reads a riot act to new appeal court justices. I will not represent 2024 budgets. Governor of River, Siminalayi Fubara, vows. Court adjourns Emefiele's trial to October 28th on abuse of office. The major stories on the leadership. To Nigeria News Direct, why we awarded project without FEC approval. The governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, is saying. The writer there says it laments bureaucratic bottlenecks, alleges coordinated media attacks. We will grow to 125 million customers. ECOWAS court finds federal government guilty of human rights abuses over the End SARS protest. Osun signs MOU with cooperative body. Disburses 300 million naira loan. Nigerian equity market drops 114 billion naira amid persistent bearish trend. These are the major stories on Nigerian News Direct. To the New Telegraph, federal government's lack of their fiscal policy disturbing. The writer there says it's reason some wealthy Nigerians shun banks, store dollars at home as uncertainty distorts investors' projections. Insecurity, threat to 2024 census. The writer there says the NSA foresees attacks on NPC databases, staff, and security personnel. And Mawule 24 orders seats remain vacant. Borders ultimatum, PDP accuses Wike's lawmakers of subversive action, suspends Wike's ally for anti-party activities. President Tinubu orders review of inherited road project orders, sets panel to resolve Procurement Act. Agbakoba Tinubu implement 100 trillion naira Marshall Plan, 2 trillion naira insufficient. The story is making the front page of the New Telegraph. And finally, on Sporting Live, Foxes win in DD battle. Nigeria likely to stay at Leicester. Barcelona, Sevilla give a monitor situation. Osimhen may stay at Napoli. PSG must sell Mwane Ramos to buy Eagles star. And Delight agrees terms with United.